Roll Tide, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what, I do not have heart problems, but this Alabama team sometimes makes me think I have a blood pressure problem. Dan, that was something, Dan. How you feeling right now?
Listen, man, you know, I'm gonna take a coach's perspective on it. It was a hard fought road SEC win with a lot of coachable moments. You know, we didn't play our best, obviously, and we went in and we showed resilience and poise. You know, so that is a lot of good and bad with it, but mostly good. Anytime you come out on going to SEC on the road, you know, in a tough environment, it's a hostile environment, and pull out a win like that, you'll take it. You know, so a lot of opportunities we left. We left a lot of points on the board. I think in the first half specifically, defense started getting worn down. You know, with all the 3 and outs, but we were able to put together and sustain drives late in the game, which I think was huge in the reason for the victory.
Yeah, I agree with you. There are definitely a lot of coachable moments and things we can take from this game. Before we start getting into what went wrong, I want to shine some flowers today. I thought that Day Jones had a very, very good bounce back game from the Tennessee game. He was playing physical. He did not get beat over the top, which I thought was a very good thing. Also, with that pick six, that was huge in the first half for momentum. Not that we capitalized on it, but it was still huge nonetheless. And I'll say Josh Cuevas. Josh Cuevas does not get enough. He does not get enough praise for how much of a security blanket, especially with Lottie Brooks not being in and Isaiah Horton. I'm not really sure what was going on with him not playing. So being down 2 of our top receivers, I thought that he played an amazing game, showing his number to Ty and hanging on to the football. We had a lot of drops tonight, uncharacteristic drops too. I know those balls from Ty weren't exactly accurate like they normally are, but they have to understand in an environment like that in South Carolina, it's homecoming. They had all that pizzazz before the game with that 2008 South Carolina 2010 South Carolina team that beat Alabama. What blase. So I thought that as a whole, they were able to last in the fight. And that's all you can ask in an SEC road game, especially with a team that has that many players that can affect the quarterback. Like their defensive line and the players that they have, we're not going to see defensive lines that have pass rushers like that or defensive linemen that can make those type of plays going forward in the season. So it was a good, healthy reality dose that, you know what, Bama can't just run over everybody. And shout out to Daniel Hill continuing. Him and Bernard have made plays out of absolutely nothing the last 2 weeks, and it's honestly saved Alabama. So,
yeah,
Daniel Hill and Jeremy Bernard.
Yeah, Lou, we definitely got to get Daniel Hill more than 3 carries. Don't you think going forward? I mean, come on now.
Well, we have to establish the fact that our offensive line needs to block.
Yeah,
because I felt that Jam needed more carries, but we can't get anybody more carries if our freaking main 3 guys are getting pushed back. Or I don't even really understand. I'm gonna have to go back to the film, but it seemed like they were just knifing through.
That's what they were doing.
Our
they were
offensive
slaying the line. Yeah, that's what they were doing. And they were beating us across our face, you know, on the little stretch reach box. We were getting whipped, you know. I don't know, man. You know, sometimes I think we should have, you know, run more counter or whatever, but
I was not a fan.
We weren't quick enough off the ball. Change up, snap count, anything we needed to do.
If we're not able to, if they're guessing our snap count, and they obviously knew what we're going to do, and we need to stop running those easy screen plays across the middle. Teams have sniffed those out. They know what we're doing. We're obviously not doing any play action pass. We just need to go ahead and get rid of that and stick to what we're good at.
Yep.
we have to keep Michael Carroll at right freaking tackle.
Oh yeah.
Understand why he didn't play the whole first half if he was on punishment or something, but
I don't know, man. But one thing we haven't seen this year is him getting whipped. You know, and we've seen a lot of offensive linemen get whipped.
Like
you know,
Wilkin Formby went to the other side on that formation and got his ass kicked at left tackle. I'm like, what are we doing here? And on the other side, well, not the other side, same side, but where was Isaiah Horton?
I don't know. You know, we'll hear something, I guess, from Coach DeBoer in the presser, and we'll find out. But I don't know.
Was he on punishment? Because that's one of our most dependable receivers, and he got zero burn tonight.
And there was his type of game, you know.
Right.
When we needed possession receptions, you know.
Exactly. And especially with Lottie Brooks being out, I figured Isaiah Horton would be able to go off tonight. But, you know, we escaped with the win. And you know what? Got to give flowers to our defense. They showed up when it was time. Tim Keenan, absolutely amazing game. It might not reflect it on the stat sheet, but he filled it up where he was supposed to do his damn job. And that last play where he just literally made the tackle and fell on the fumble, Deontay Lawson, this is probably the only good thing you're going to hear me say about you, pal. That was a good play. That was a good play. Ripping out that fumble was absolutely massive. Absolutely.
Yes, it was. It was. You know, I thought, you know, the defense, they were getting tired, man. They were on the field a long time, you know, and they were, you know, and we see, you know, we see Kane Womack's defense. We buckle down in the red zone when we need to, and that was huge, you know. We kept them out of the end zone for the most part, you know, and I think we really improved over the season with that. But you know, we're missing some tackles. You know, we got it's some things we got to clean up. You know, we got too many broken tackles. You know, we're allowing too many. We got to do a better job wrapping up.
When did we stop running through a tackle?
Right.
I have no idea when, like, because and yeah, I'm gonna harp on a guy right now, and it's not gonna be someone you think I'm gonna harp on. James Smith. Not only were you committing penalties, your wrap up and finish game was absolute dog shit tonight. It was absolute dog shit. The level of player and caliber you have played your whole entire Alabama career has not been it lately. You need to finish the play. You are an absolute game-wrecking monster. We've seen it. We didn't see it tonight. Too many times, Sellers was able to just slip out of the play, and I don't understand why our defensive line is just not aggressive. That dude is 240 pounds. Slam his big ass. They ain't going to throw a flag. Quit being scared of the penalty. Just quit playing scared, man. I'm sick of our defensive line playing straight scared. Quit letting the fight being taken to us and take the damn fight to them. I know they're tired, but in the first part of the game, we could have definitely had an impact with our defensive line, and they just weren't doing it.
All right.
Letting that little running back break tackles. And honestly, I'm going to harp on another guy. I don't know where the hell Jordan Renaud's head's been all season, but that dude has been an absolute ghost. He like Deontay Lawson and making plays. I haven't seen that guy. As far as I'm concerned, we probably need to put number 31 on the field to back up LT Overton, because at least Keon Keeley has made 2 sacks and a bunch of tackles for loss on the season. Can't say the same for Jordan Renaud. So hats off to Keon Keeley for finally stepping up and making plays. I hope they get
his opportunity. Shout out to him, because he is one guy that, you know, finally getting his opportunity. He's making the most of it. You know, he's shining. You know, they you can't hold back greatness. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's going to be a great player. You know, and he's just only touching, you know, the surface right now. You know, he's the pass rusher. He's the interior pass rusher we've been asking for. You know, he got his size up. You know, he's always had the skill, the quickness, but you know, now he's able to play on the interior and understand the bandit position, and I think he's capitalized on it, especially late game situation.
And honestly, I want to see Fatua Henry get more burn too,
He played a little
because
bit in the first half.
he is more physical than Renaud. He's bigger than Renaud, and Renaud's not getting it done. He's one of the guys that I have not being able to set that edge, and teams are starting to realize when he's in to run to that side. They're not running the LT side when he's over there, but when 11 comes in, they're running that way. So I think that's something that they need to look at too.
Yeah. No doubt. You know, players of the game, who you got?
Whew. One offense, one defense.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. Offensive player of the game. Josh Cuevas.
Okay, good.
That's just because of the touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
I thought those were huge, and he was very, very key in stoning that pass rush in the second half, the way he was able to block. And on the defensive side of football, give me Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he played an excellent game again. He's becoming a playmaker. He really is. You know, off ball linebacker. He really is becoming a playmaker.
Yeah, and there was other guys that played well too, but I just thought that he neutralized Sellers in the open field and turned the ball back in to where his help was, and that tackle for loss he had in those sacks. I just feel, Justin Jefferson.
Speaking of turn the ball where your help is, Xavier Brown was in excellent coverage. He had the receiver leveraged. What was 3 doing? I want to understand that.
I've asked that all season. I've been very critical of him. I think that Sab is not it. You notice how they started they took Sab out of the center field and they put Xavier Mincy back there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because Xavier Mincy's a much better center fielder. I'm not sure what Keon Sab was doing following Bray Hubbard across the field, because that area was clearly covered. If he does his job,
when he looked up, he was like, "Oh, I messed up."
Yeah, you messed up, because if he's in the right spot, that's an interception.
Right. I mean, Xavier Brown ran Harbor over. He was playing, not to get blown off the top. He ran him over to the safety, and you look, and the safety's not there.
Right. And it looks bad on Brown, but I want everybody to know that that was on Keon Stab.
Oh, well, let me give you my offensive player of the game. I'm gonna say Jeremy Bernard. He made some plays. He saved us. It was a Jeremy Bernard game. This could have gone to a couple of people. Daniel Hill as well. But on the defensive side of the ball, this is gonna be a tough one. I think we've been on this guy, but this guy, he played pretty solid today, and I'm gonna say Deontay Loss. I've been on him, we've been on him pretty hard this year, but I think he played a solid game. He was able to make some stops. He forced a fumble. So. I'm gonna give him his flowers. A guy we've been hard on. He reps the A, so I'm gonna give him his flowers this game. He's earned it.
I'm with you on that first one, Dan, but I can't concede. I can't concede that last one, because he made a very boneheaded look. And here's what I'm gonna say about that, and I'll be quick about this. My gripe against Deontay Lawson is everyone says, "Man, why you go so hard on him?" And he plays good football. Guys, this is the University of Alabama. This is the former reigning linebacker U. So if you're gonna wear 32 and then don 0, you got to be Timothy Damn Jones. And Deontay Lawson being on this campus for 5 years and him still not being able to hit anybody or wrap up is a massive problem. Did he play good today? He played all right. I'll give him that. You played all right. You still get run over in the hole. Like, dude, that ain't. You know what? I'll give it to you because Dan said it, but he ain't getting his flowers from me until he absolutely destroys somebody as make an Alabama linebacker play. That forced fumble was the first Alabama linebacker play I've seen him make since he was a freaking sophomore.
Yeah, we got a good question from right here. Yeah, you see it. No, what was happening? It was actually a smart play by the defender. He was trying to save the clock, you know. And I think Bernard actually should have gone down, you know, once he got the first down. But then again, you can score a touchdown. Go ahead and score with the way our kicker is being.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna say, Dan. I agree with Bernard scoring the touchdown because you don't know what would have happened with our offensive line penalties. You don't know if someone goes out there and makes a boneheaded play and costs us 15 yards and then backs us up, and our kicker, who is absolutely not good, shanks a field goal in a absolutely crowded environment, and then we got to go to overtime in a place that's already hostile and it's going to be a battle. So I liked him scoring because it was definitive, and South Carolina does not have offensive players if you play the defensive scheme right to throw Hail Marys. They don't have that type of power. Yeah, they have Nick Arbor, but he's not a route runner. So if you stay in your lane, Keon Sabb, I think Bernard knew that. I think Bernard said to himself, okay, we could A, miss the kick, or B,
fumble the snap.
Fumble this. There's so many things, and I like them scoring. Yeah. And I especially like them scoring because that was on a former Bama defender that, you know, transferred. So I love that. I love the way the game ended. I liked how they fought till the end of the game. Yes. They had each other's backs, even though people were making boneheaded mistakes. The special teams hit. Bach, you can't be anywhere near that play. I don't care that you got blocked in the play. You shouldn't have been there. Flat out.
Now that's communication on the returner. He should have, you know.
He signaled. So he put his arm. Cole Adams signaled.
Then he was pushed into him. So
yeah, I get that. But if Bakwe Cole Adams signaled before that play hit the ground. That's what I'm saying. All right, we got another question in the chat. What's up with leaving the middle of the field open?
That's the way the defense is. Again, we play a lot of man, and you know, team spread you out, and that's what happens.
Is he okay? I think he means as far as like Lenore Sellers running. That's because people weren't staying in their pass rush lanes.
Right.
That's why the middle of the field looked wide open. It's because guys were getting outside of their passing lanes or pushed out of their passing lanes, which allowed Sellers to just absolutely gash our defense. And you know, hats off to him. He's an amazing athlete. He's a freak of nature.
Yes, he is. He's a freak.
And Shula, we've seen you try to run that Cam Newton offense against us, and we weren't having it. Shula. All right. I don't want to get
Texas is tied it up with Mississippi State. I thought I'd be able to rail my Texas friends.
Yeah, I was hoping that too. But I mean, like, honestly, seriously, that's not good on them. That doesn't look good on them, regardless of the situation. But
I think the coaches checked out. You know, the Tennessee Titan rumors got.
Yeah, but his agent came out and posted this morning that they have had no contact with the NFL.
That's
per his agent. Damn, 38. That's just a damn.
What
Well, it looks like
one you think you say would you say was the play of the game?
I'd say the play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I have to say that fumble, that forced fumble, was really probably the turning point.
Play of the game for me was that throw to Daniel Hill on 3rd down.
Oh, that was huge as well.
Where he took it, because if we don't convert there, we lose the game. Right. We're gonna have to punt. They get the ball back. Their offense is rolling. I don't like us in that situation. I think that Daniel Hill 30-yard passing conversion was huge.
Yeah.
So that
shout
would be
out
the
to
play game.
Our leading receiver, Daniel Hill.
Right. We got a question. I feel like Brooks was really missed with these sure hands. Scott isn't better than Brooks. What do y'all think? I think that it wasn't just the Lottie Brooks. I think Isaiah Horton not being on the field also played a big, because what that does is if you take Bernard and double him and you shadow Ryan Williams, that makes it more difficult for those guys to get open. But if you have an Isaiah Horton or Lottie Brooks on there, you're not able to do that. So those guys are able to get off a little bit cleaner. So I think getting those two back is going to be massive in the next couple weeks. I think they'll be back. I don't think anything's really seriously wrong. And I think that's also why Ty was a little bit out of rhythm, because Ty's rhythm throws go to Isaiah Horton and Lottie Brooks. When he's feeling off, those are his 2 go-to guys. Yes, Bernard and Ryan Williams are the leading receivers, but as far as him being comfortable, he feels the most comfortable in pressure situations with 1 and 17. So getting those 2 back is going to just make this offense even better.
No doubt. Score update. Miami is down 7-0 to Stanford in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I just clicked on that. That's ridiculous. Oh, Texas is going down. All right, Dan, you got anything else before we get everybody out of here?
Man, you gotta love it. I'll take it. I'll just say that. Let's take it. I'm gonna rewatch it. To find some other things, but man, I love the resilience and the grit of this team, and they'll get better from this win. So. And we got to give it to South Carolina. They came to play. We're everybody's Super Bowl, so we should expect that. You got the fans, the students coming down, getting ready to storm the field. We broke their hearts.
I like breaking their hearts on that one.
Yeah, I love that.
And a win in October is all you can ask for in the SEC.
That's it. Hey, but listen, we got to play better than that going to Jordan Hare.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, all right, folks, that does it for me and Dan in the Ivory Room, Bama's post-game show. We're going to end this stream with the 2 words we all know and love. Roll daggum tide.